You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's largest mortgage lender. Spring will be here soon, so if buying a new home is on your to-do list, right now is the time to call Quicken Loans. Learn about which mortgage options make sense for you and get a jump on your competition. With our exclusive Rate Shield approval, the low rate you lock today is protected for up to 90 days while you shop for your new home. With a Rate Shield approval, if rates go up, your low rate stays locked. But if rates go down, you get that new, even lower rate. Either way, you win. Talk to us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com to take advantage. Here's another great reason to work with us. For a record 9 years in a row, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Again, to lock in today's low mortgage interest rate and get the security of our exclusive Rate Shield approval, call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Rate Shield approval only valid on certain 30-year fixed-rate loans. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Hi, welcome to the Subway ad for the new Sesame Ginger Glazed Chicken Signature Wrap. How would you like it?
I'll take a...
Sports announcer at home?
Yeah, how'd you...
We just know.
My wife picks up the new Signature Wrap. It's got double the rotisserie-style chicken mixed with a sesame ginger glaze. She appears annoyed at me, but she shrugs it off. Those sweet and savory flavors are calling her name. She lifts the wrap and... she takes the bite! Incredible! And now she's closing the door on my... Subway, make it what you want.
Limited time only at participating restaurants. Double meat based on average 6-inch sub.
I'm little teapot, short and stout.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
No, Dad, like this. When I get all steamed up, then I shout, tip me over and pour me out.
This is WWE superstar Roman Reigns. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
Higher risk. To learn more or to find a free HIV test near you, visit OKAIDSCareFund.com.
And now, a quick comparison from Grasshopper. When picking a phone number for business, what sounds more professional? Your personal number?
Hold on, let me give you my cell. And actually, let me get yours too, just so I don't ignore your call, you know?
Or a dedicated business number, courtesy of Grasshopper.
It was a pleasure meeting you. Our number is 1-833-IT-TROOP. Give us a call anytime.
There's no contest. Put your best voice forward with Grasshopper, the virtual phone system for small business. Try it free at grasshopper.com.
KOKC, Talk Radio's new generation. It's time to rise above.
I struggled with addiction for many years, and the initial surrender, I give up, that rock bottom. You know, everybody has different points in their life. Whatever gets you there, whatever gets you to the room, you burn your suit.
You're listening to Rise Above Radio.
My daughter is amazing when she's not on drugs or alcohol. I mean, you can't imagine how beautiful and talented and loving and giving. I wish everybody listening would understand it's not the person. It truly is the drugs and alcohol that takes away everything that's good and beautiful.
There's addicts out there that need help, and I just feel bad for the people that don't have the support system that we have. Got to reach out. Just got to reach out and take a chance.
I just want to speak to the fact that what you're doing here with this radio station, and I promise you, right now, there is somebody listening because of your efforts and what you're doing. You're saving their life.
I want them to know I thank them from the bottom of my heart for giving me my son his life back. Do not stop. There's more lives that needs to be saved.
Be a part of Rise Above Radio at 405-478-1520
and 1-866-530-5662. This is Rise Above Radio on KOKC.
We are Recovery. We are here every single Saturday, and this is where you belong. It's Rise Above Radio on 1520 KOKC. Talk Radio's new generation. My name is Mac Mullings, in recovery from alcoholism. And, man, we absolutely love doing this show, and we've got one heck of a crowd in here. Let's go to the K twins first. Kinsey and Kiera from AMP, which is Addiction and Mental Health Professionals. Finally,
Woo! Finally, we're here.
Finally, we got you guys in here, man.
We're so excited.
Oh, no. Well, listen, it does the show good that you two ladies are in here, man. And unbelievable things that you're both doing in recovery. It's do you run on a battery?
I run on a strict regimen of vanilla, raspberry, or lavender lattes and black coffee, and Kira runs off Red Bull.
Right. And we'll talk about AMP, Addiction and Mental Health Professionals, and everything that you guys have going on, and all that too. And I'm excited to hear it because you got Tulsa, and you got Dallas, Fort Worth.
Yep.
Man, I always say, like, on the show, I want to silence the stigma of addiction, because we know that addiction is the modern day leprosy. Some people don't want to have anything to do with it. And I want to flip recovery as it's known in Oklahoma on its head. Because, I've had people often ask me, like, wow, man, does it bother you? Like, are you so, like, open about... because if I don't talk about my struggles, and if I don't speak about it, then I'm not doing any recovery. I'm not doing it justice, man. So, that's what you guys are doing. I mean, you're just blowing it up. And so, like in Tulsa and in Oklahoma City, and it's not only just addiction and mental health professionals. What that is that's plugged in, and you guys will explain it. But if you're listening and you're not familiar, what it does is they are linked in with every single place there is to go to get help. And so, man, it's like saturated. We run from our addiction, we run from all these things for a long time, but recovery, you can't run from it because they're going to get you. That's right, they're going to get you. We also have Don Burke and David Patterson in here from TRC, the Recovery Center. Woo. And, man, it's awesome to have you guys in here, too. What's interesting? Yeah, that's wild is Recovery Center. Oh, I sure know about you guys, because I was told many a time to get my biscuit to the Recovery Center and to get some help, man. So I'm glad to see you guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
And I'm glad to see you all this way, as opposed to the way when I was, broke, busted, and not to be trusted, still stuck in the cycle of alcoholism and driven by that dependency, man. So, but I appreciate it. I thank you very much for coming in. I know you have a lot of things you could be doing on your Saturday, but it just goes to the fact that you guys are passionate about getting help for people, man. So I appreciate it. Let's start with you guys too. Let's give us a background on TRC. It's man, like we had an event last night, the Unity concert with Brothers in Recovery, Path to Miracles, and Storm, and it was at Victory and Edmond. These two lovely ladies were there too. But man, when I mentioned that TRC and that you guys, the Recovery Center, that you were coming on today, it was like, oh, they're doing great things, man. So tell us all about it, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
TRC has a really humble beginning, 1981. It's a tough time for Oklahomans. We can thank the Junior League, of all things, and Nichols Hills for TRC's birth. Husbands, wives, oil bust, lots of cocaine, lots of alcohol, lots of crazy stuff going on at that time. And they rallied together, and they put their brains together and thought, well, how can we reach out to the community that's hurting? How do we help these moms, these husbands, these wives? And it started off as the referral center. And so in 1981, it was basically just a bunch of chairs and people answering the phone, and people started showing up and, hey, I need some help. I need to get off the phone. I want a face-to-face kind of experience on what to do next. I'm absolutely at my wit's end. And those chairs and those phones were converted into couches, and those couches quickly became beds. And before we knew it, we had a contract with ODMHSAS to provide detoxification services, because it was difficult to assess somebody and figure out where does this individual need to go next? Where can we really get them the help? We're very similar to AMP. What AMP's doing today is our grassroots. We're really trying to figure out how can we help you, and what's the best resource to plug you into, and that's really the origin of TRC.
Well, it's like I said, there's no if you have to be under a rock basically to not know where it is, man. How does somebody get plugged in with you guys? What's the because for me, I would make that phone call to call somebody. Oh, I need help. Whatever. You got to call TRC. You got to that's how you get started, get the ball rolling. So what does somebody do when they out their wits end? Call you guys up?
Well, yeah, I'd love to say that there was some thought put into it, but it was actually just coincidence, call that a God thing or whatever. But We're on 25th and Classen, and so there's lots of 25s involved. So you call 525-2525, and we'll get you immediate service. We're open 24 hours a day, even Christmas, New Year's Day. Anytime that the need is there, we want to be able to respond to it, because so many of us that are in recovery or not in recovery or somewhere in between, when that moment strikes and you're reaching out for help and you're hurting, that response on the other end has to be there. It has to be appropriate, and it has to be immediate.
Yeah. This show, what we do on this show is we want to, the goal is to like spread, hope and encouragement and all that through the recovery community. But I feel like I'd be remiss to say, if I didn't say that, I co-host an afternoon show here, 3 to 6 on the afternoon with a guy named Chad Alexander. We always obviously talk about the state, where the state is, where the education, where the budget, all of that stuff, man. And I just want to say that one of the biggest and my buddy Chad and I, we are so plugged into recovery and everything, man. But what we talk about, one of the things is that we talk about where we are now in this state with addiction, and the fact that, all too often what happens is if somebody, by the time everything gets approved, we have mental health substance abuse that's just budget cut after budget cut after budget cut. But if you're listening, you don't know what happens. Here's what we fear the most is that by the time somebody gets to where they can get in to see you guys, you make the phone call to say, we got room for you. And then, I'm sorry, but we buried them 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry, but they're incarcerated. And I'm sorry that, like that. So that's this is a big deal. That's why this show, man, I can't express how passionate we are to try to get hope into and to really just make a movement, man, to get people in and to get help and things. Because, as I posted a video the other day, I had an experience earlier this week that was just like front and center, hit me right in the forehead, that people, and I know it, but I saw people are dying from this. People are dying. And so what you guys do and get them help, man, it cannot be understated how much it means to recovery community here in the state, man, because it's a real deal. It's a real deal. What about you, like personally, how you guys got plugged into it?
Well, David Patterson here, therapist and clinical director at TRC. Not a lot of people would know this, but I was first introduced to TRC back in the early 80s, 81, 82, at a different location when it was, I believe, referred to as a social detox.
Yeah.
Well, a friend of mine looked at me one day and said, man, I'm going to take you to detox.
Right.
And I said, okay, just take me wherever.
Yeah.
And I ended up at TRC, and they said, no, we don't have medication here. If you're a seizure, if you have seizure prospects, you need to let us know. And I says, well, I do, but they had mercy on me. They kept my vital signs, and and I have to say it was 10 days, and they had people from AA come in, and it was very warm, and and I had nightmares, and I shook, and I sweat, and I puked, and I did everything that people in detox do.
Oh, yeah.
And smoked all the cigarettes I could smoke, and got all warm and fuzzy with everybody, and it was very helpful. And I always remembered TRC all these years, everywhere I worked, everywhere I went, and I always remembered the TRC experience. So when the opportunity came, about 5 years ago, I was thinking, well, I'll apply to TRC. I'm coming back to Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
And they had a position for me. And, of course, it all changes. Now it's a medical detox, and, it's a wonderful thing. We see people, I see people every day, coming in the worst conditions, and begging to get in. I see people get better. On the flip side, like you were talking about, I get those phone calls from family members, unfortunately someone didn't make it.
Yeah.
Or they've been incarcerated, or, I don't hear from them for a while, then they come back, and we try to help. We welcome. There's no barriers. We try to welcome everybody back. Well, you've relapsed. Well, we've made a good rapport with a lot of people. Come back.
Yeah.
Come back. We'll do it again. I mean,
yeah.
It took 7 treatment centers for me.
Right.
And every time I went in and came out with the best of intentions. Right.
Yeah.
And so I tell people, I says, as long as you're sucking air, and as long as you keep coming back, you have a chance.
Yeah. Amen, man. Yeah. Amen. And that's. you know, me too. That's what I hope. Just like, you know, I love it when Joe Pello, Jim Riley Outreach and all that, he says, you know, it took me 120 days to finish a 90-day treatment. You know, and it's like, you know, we get it, by golly, we get it, man. So,
Right.
you know, if you're, you know, if somebody listening or whatever, yeah, you're right, man, David, you're dead on this. It's never too late. As long as you got air in your lungs, it's never too late.
Yeah, I have family members will call, you know, my son, you know, he's 35, 50 years old or what have you, and he's a chronic alcoholic, chronic drug addict, and he's hopeless. Can you talk to him?
Yeah.
Sure, come on. You know, if you can come down here and try to build a rapport, and, you know, once they see that we're friendly and, you know, we're not going to judge, and, you know, we're going to let them participate at any level they're willing to participate.
Yeah. That's what we say, you know, that you leave the 99 for that. You know, the shepherd leaves that 99 for that one lost sheep. And, man, where there's no place or, you know, no person that we won't try to reach. And I love it. I love it's a bless. When I see, if I get like an email from someone I don't know, from Adam, it is like, hey, man, I need to get one of those awesome contacts, you know, of people at TRC or AMP or whoever it is that you know. I mean, I'm like, yes, you know.
Right. Every now and then I'll get a call from the receptionist. So-and-so's here to say, just drop by to say, hey.
Yeah.
Maybe, oh, yeah. Hey, I just in the neighborhood, you know, remember me? I said, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've got 2 years clean now, you know. I mean, that really puts a buzz on you right there.
Yeah, and it's a different. And before the show started, David and I were like, we're one and the same. So like we've got, you know, in recovery. It's what I love it. It's like one of us. But it's an interesting. You know, when for me, when I was, even if I wanted to admit to it or not, when I was stuck in the, you know, alcoholism and everything, I would go to meetings and you know, you go to A meetings and you hear self-centered, irritable, restless, discontent, self-centered, and I'd be like, they're not. I'm not. Listen, you don't understand. I'm not. I love people. I was self-centered, you know, irritable, restless, and discontent. So you go from that lifestyle of like, you know, everything has to work around my schedule, and, you know, I wasn't accountable. That wasn't a word that it was even in the same sentence with me. But going from that to, you know, that's where you know, we go from a life, what's in it for me? When is my back getting scratched? To when somebody calls you up and says, either I need help or, man, I'm off and running in my recovery, and you're like, that's what's in it for me. There's my payback, man. Yeah.
Yeah. When I see those lights going off, you know, and I don't take, you know, I can't take credit for the successes. I'd have to take credit for the failures, right? So, you know, my job is to, you know, point the direction,
right?
Plant a seed.
Yeah.
You know, oftentimes we don't see the fruit of the seeds. Sometimes we do, but I know they come to fruition. Surely, I wouldn't go to work every day. How could I go to work if I felt like I wasn't making a difference?
Yeah, exactly. Man.
So we plant seeds, you know, and we hope those seeds take root. And sometimes it takes a lot of planting.
Yeah.
A lot of nurturing.
And you're personally, what is and I know it's a long list, man, but how important has recovery been to you?
Well, everything. I mean, my whole life has been around either being around alcoholic and drug addicts growing up, you know, being a alcoholic and drug addict, and now on the other side of it. You know, so it's been my whole life.
Yeah.
And I studied counseling in college, and so my whole life has been, you know, it's not just a paycheck, you know. It's a calling.
Did you ever, you know, my wife said it to me one day when I think it was about the time I had a year and stuff, and I was like, man, it seemed impossible, you know, and she was like, you made it impossible, you know, and we do, you know, did you ever think that how impossible was recovery to you when you were in the middle of it?
Well, of course, it's a long story. You know, it's many years. I could sit here all day.
Yeah.
But there were periods where I felt like I had become hopeless, and I thought drawing disability would be about as best it would ever get.
Yeah. Right.
You know, and just try to get by, you know, and manage this addiction somehow, and try to be functional. You know, I hear people say functional.
Yeah.
And I said, well, that never was a part of my experience, being functional.
Yeah.
You know, so, but, you know, I see people coming in all different levels of you know, acceptance and denial, and you know, I sit with them and I, you know, show compassion and love and understanding, because they are where they're at, right? You are where you are, right?
Right. Yeah.
And so, you know, the old school days where people would, you know, beat people down and try to strip them of their ego, you know, with the idea of we're going to build them back up, you know, we need to strip them down, but you know, that doesn't necessarily work anymore. You know, we find that, you know, love, compassion, understanding, reaching out and being a little more warm and fuzzy,
Yeah.
people will come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Will come back. They know that there's a safety and a refuge.
Yeah.
If you can present that way.
Yeah. No, you're totally right. Excuse me. When you and I were talking before the show started about, I love that you said, when I was talking about, it was probably about 16 years or so that, I just played with it, as one of the counselors said. And she verbalized it as opposed to doing what she probably really wanted to, which was a karate chop to my throat. She said, why are you playing with it, man? But I played with it for all of about, 16 years or so. And I love that David said, so you were in that buzz state for about 16 years. Yeah, I was in that. You know what you called it, buzz state?
Yes. Yeah. I think I just came up off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like I can relate to that. You can kind of survive in a buzzed state for a period of time, thinking that you're pulling it off, but at some point people get to saying, "Hey, something's not right here."
Yeah.
And I'm good. No, you're not.
No.
Right.
Yeah. And we were talking about how the show came about and everything, and so I was like, yeah, man, I whether I wanted to admit it or not, I found a lot of my identity in my job, in my career. And so once that was, I had been laid off twice because of budget cuts, and then I had, been back in it. So when I was laid off, I was like, what am I going to do outside of it? And then when I got back into radio, my alcoholism was just, and so it was a direct, so I ended up losing a gig because of it. And so anyway, that identity, but man, life is pretty choice when you can kind of step away and be like, I could be selling mobile phones and still be as passionate about recovery as I am right now. I could be fixing tires or whatever else it is, but, because recovery is not, it's not something we do. It's something, I feel like something we are. I mean, it's in me, and it's like, just use this. It's awesome, man.
Especially when you're walking and talking it and going through, you're not just faking it.
Right.
It's in you. Yeah. And when you talk to people, they can see it in you.
Right.
They what are you doing when no one's looking, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
When you get it in your system and you're walking the walk, talking the talk, people are attracted to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the power of the recovery community.
Yeah.
When you can shine and emanate that recovery, and that you've got something that somebody wants.
Yeah.
You don't have to go out and pull people in; they will be attracted toward that light.
Yeah, we do it by the attraction, not by the And I earlier this morning I posted a video on my Facebook page, which it's public, so you're more than welcome to go. And I when we started Rise Above back in December, which we're going on almost 4 months now or whatever. But anyway, I set the page to public, so you can like it or whatever. So it's MAC and then MULLINGS. Don't forget the G. It's a long joke in our family. Mullins, hey Mullins, but it's Mullings. But anyway, I posted a video this morning, man, out in my backyard when it was snowing, because just like you're saying, David, one of the things is that we get to live it, we get to breathe it. My father, man, I talk often on the show that my dad passed away 2 days before Christmas, and it was the very next day after I got my 1 year coin. At Rob's Ranch and everything, but and I was telling somebody last night about what what it is to learn to embrace those feelings and actually be in the moment, to be present, because and so to really feel it, and so like this morning I was like, it's snowing, and it took me instantly back to the day of Dad's funeral, December 28th, when I drove down. My father was the founder of the Oklahoma Veterans Memorial. It's down by the Capitol, and I drove that morning of his service to go meet a crew from News 9. They did a little story and stuff, but as I pulled up in the parking lot, it started to lightly snow, and I thought, well, this is just perfect. You know what I mean? This is fitting. So anyway, it's being able to find joy, and in the video I put is finding peace in the pain, and it's like, man, those moments, because also I lost a grandfather. It'll be a year on the 12th of this month, but he passed away last year, and so with him it was like, I always say he was one of those old guys that, one of my biggest fears is that I would never get sober, and I would always walk away going, he gave me $2 million worth of advice, but I didn't take 10 cents of it. I didn't take anything he ever said to heart. And the cool thing is I get to say that I did, because when he passed away, man, we were in that room, and it happened to be the same room that his wife, my grandmother, passed away in the May before, and so anyway, and it wasn't something I planned on doing, like, okay, when this happens, I'll get up and say this. But it was like, next thing I know, man, like when we started to notice that he was, transitioning from this world to the next, holding his hand, I got up and stood and I spoke in his ear, man, and I was present. I was sober. I didn't have, I wasn't scared. I wasn't anxious. There was peace in the pain, man, and it was awesome. And that's what like recovery does, man. It's so, and it's not supposed to make sense, but it's those things that you're like, wow, that's pretty cool. It's still like moment after moment after moment. You know? It's awesome. What about you, Dan? How'd you get all, or Don, sorry, buddy, how'd you get all started with, what's your personal journey with it and stuff, into recovery? How'd you get plugged in?
Yeah, in 1986, I was just a average 17-year-old doing what average 17-year-olds do. And anyway, my mom was a drug and alcohol counselor in Indiana. Indianapolis, Indiana. Man, you're taking me back. I haven't thought about this.
Did you have a bitchin' Camaro? Because there's 80.
No, I didn't have a cool car. No. I was born in Oklahoma and wound up in Indiana with my dad's jobs and stuff like that. Yeah. So they split up, and you know, my solution to life at that time was just to do more cocaine and as much alcohol as I could get my hands on, smoke weed, you know, really whatever was available. I was really a kind of a garbage can addict.
Yeah, right.
It didn't matter what the pill was, you know, oh, that'll change how I feel. That's great.
Yeah, no, amen, man. Yeah.
And it was always kind of a running joke with my friends at that time because, you know, my mom was a drug and alcohol counselor, and isn't that funny?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was much less funny than it was helpful. And my mom intervened. I was real messed up one night, and she got me to a detox center called Adolescent. It's a Koala Adolescent Center. It doesn't exist anymore. But that's how this journey all got started. I never ever imagined that showing up for about 60 days of treatment when I was 17 would bring me to someday being a CEO of a recovery center. That was never my plan, and I'm so glad God doesn't pay any attention to my plans.
Right? Seriously, yeah.
But anyway, like David said, it's I could go on and on about all the different stories, and just as you said, Mac, you know, thinking that my career was who I was, and finding family and finding love, man, that's the meat of recovery,
Mm-hmm.
is having that passion for living, for breathing, for giving back, and not being so focused on all my selfish garbage.
Right. Yeah, like I mentioned, you know, with Pop passing away and everything, it was like, you know, while you were talking, man, literally, Don, while you were talking, it took me to, you know, those conversations that I would have with, say, like my sibling or whatever, and I'd be drinking, and then, you know, you start crying with the moment that, you know, that your dad, you know, when it happens, this, that, whatever. But the best thing about it, man, is that, is I was able to be dependable, and I was able to help out others. You know what I mean? And be there for, like, my mom, you know, because she lost her husband, and be there for my siblings because they lost their dad and all that. And that's the cool thing, man, is that, you know, I mean, for me, it was, you know, personally, it was where I was at in my life, where God wanted me to be, and things of that nature. But that's where we get it too, is we pay it forward, man. You know, it's like I always kind of say, pay it forward isn't like, you know, just buying someone coffee. It's like every single time. And what you're saying, David, is when people aren't watching, when we do, when people aren't watching, man. And it's really it's not hard. Is it hard to live that way?
No, I get along quite well with myself these days.
Yeah, but man, we can. All right, I love that, man. We can get in our own way, and it's like, oh, so that was it. So you mean to not be, you know, difficult? I love that, man. I get along with myself.
I'm not dodging people at Walmart,
right?
I'm not afraid to answer the phone or the door.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, man. I mean,
I can look in the mirror.
Yeah. And be happy.
Yeah.
And be happy, man. That's the thing is, you know, I had some, like earlier this week, man, there was some things that I was, disappointments and things of that nature, and was like, but the first thing I thought of really was like, man, thank God I'm sober, because this is where we get to be like, yeah, because, you know, the 2 years ago me would have been like, you know, it's me against the world, why is this happening? And then I'd be, you know, buying a bottle somewhere, and then off we go. You know, but now it's like, all right, I'll take a walk. I think I'm gonna go check the mail, and because I know, you know, I know what like my will is. Man, if I lived life just on my own accord, well, I know that where that was getting me. That got me to wanting to quite honestly take my own life on December 22nd of 2016. So, it's better when I just give the reins over to God and say, you know what, you're the director, and I'll just be that goober actor, and we'll just go as we go along. So, hey, if you want to chime in, this is this is where we it's pretty cool. We just kind of serve it as one big open group, man. So if you want to chime in, your voice, you definitely have a place here. So it's 405-478-1520 and 866-530-5662. As I mentioned, we're doing the Facebook Live. You can watch it on my page at MACMULLINGS. And we've got... TRC, David Patterson, Don Burke from the Recovery Center in here. We've got Kinsey and Kiera, the K-Sisters, as they are called, from, I like Kiera last night. This was brilliant. Kiera said, it's like Shakira, but without the hips and the sh.
And without the sh. We're trying to teach people how to say her name. And so I'm like, it's Shakira without the sh. And then
I say without the hips.
Right. Well, Kinsey is a rock star too, because when I first met Kinsey, she was like, "It's Kinsey," but you'll forget it. Everybody does, and so I'm like, "No, I won't. Come on." So I posted her on a thing in Facebook and put Kelsey, and was like, "Oh my god." So I sent her a message and said, "I'm sorry. My parents should have never met. I disappointed you." All right,
so funny.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break here on 1520 KOKC Talk Radio's New Generation. It's Rise Above Radio, man. We are glad you're here.
Get out and ride sales event at Seahorn Yamaha.
This is KOKC.
Hey, it's Mac. We're broadcasting live, family, leisure, and Northwest Oklahoma City, and right over here. And we are at the Great Outdoors Sale. And here's the thing, family leisure, where fun and family come together. We've had the challenge, the grill challenge, and Team KOKC won. The thing was that all of our sister stations here, Tyler Media, each one of us had a team, and they had to put together a grill the fastest. Well, these cats from KOKC, they did an awesome job. Go figure. They won this grill, and then another egg thing. I don't know if you've heard of these things before, but they're pretty awesome, man. But here's what you need to know, basically, is that whatever you desire for your house, outdoor, whether it is a spa, whether it's a hot tub, whether it's whatever, if you need anything for your man cave, all of it is right here at Family Leisure. We just walked around. If you check out our Facebook page, KOKC Radio, you'll see all the stuff, man. They have the massage chairs, they have the outdoor furniture, they have the pool tables, the shuffle boards, the bar stools, the bars, everything, man, is right here at Family Leisure. We're on Northwest Expressway in Oklahoma City. Now, KOKC going to be here till 2 o'clock, but this place is here all the time, man. Trust me, it's off the charts. You'll love it. Family Leisure. And we're broadcasting live for 95.3 KOKC.
Don't miss the Yamaha Get Out and Ride sales event at Seahorn Yamaha. Check out the latest Yamaha street and dirt bikes, side-by-sides, and ATVs. Take advantage of great finance rates and customer cash back on selected models. See Seahorn Yamaha for Yamaha sales, service, parts, and accessories. Get Out and Ride offers expire June 30th, 2019. For details, see Yamaha-motor.com. Dress properly for your ride with a helmet, eye protection, riding jacket, or long-sleeve shirt, long pants, gloves, and boots. Do not drink and ride. It's illegal and dangerous.
Hey guys, don't mind me as I interrupt your radio program. It's Sue Cosner, sexual health expert on men's performance in the bedroom. Do me a favor and don't touch that dial. That's a mistake. If you've been listening to this radio station, you've probably heard a compelling radio ad for Noxitril, the potent all-natural male enhancement pill. Men constantly reach out and ask me, does this Noxitril really work? Or is it just another scam product? I can tell you there's nothing better than Noxitril. I recommend this super pill to men everywhere. It will transform your life in the bedroom once and for all. Strong, powerful results that increase your blood flow fast. No prescription, no side effects. Just imagine Viagra on steroids. So call Noxitril now and take advantage of an incredible free bottle offer shipped discreetly to your door.
To find out how to get a free bottle of Noxitril, call 800-217-1579. 800-217-1579. Free bottles for a limited time, so call now, 800-217-1579, 800-217-1579.
Find the best prices on your favorite nutritional supplements at Meridian Avenue Nutrition, 1321 North Meridian Avenue. Garden of Life Probiotics, meal replacements, multivitamins and enzymes, Nordic Naturals Omega-3 Fish Oil, Noni, Goji, elderberry, and aloe vera juice, herbal remedies in both capsules and liquid tinctures, Immune Tree 6 Colostrum, Limu Z6. Stop at Meridian Avenue Nutrition, 1321 North Meridian Avenue, or call 943-6000 or 800-221-4973. We now have Kratom and CBD oil.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Oklahoma, who do you meet? Answer. Men and women who play high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the Oklahoma Secondary School Activities Association and the Oklahoma Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Talk radio's new generation, 1520 KOKC.
You're listening to Rise Above Radio.
Follow the show at Rise Above KOKC. Be a part of Rise Above Radio at 405-478-1520 and 1-866-530-5662. It's time to rise above.
Welcome back into the show on a Saturday. Just like every day, it's a nice one to be clean and sober, man. And that's what we do here at Rise Above on 1520 KOKC. We're Talk Radio's new generation. And we want you to chime in if you feel the need to. 405-478-1520. Also 866-530-5662. And if you want to shoot an email, get your story out there. Or, if you're looking for help, too, man, that's the thing. Is not only do we talk about what recovery is and all the great things about it, but this is for those who think that they have no place to go. And this is for those who, quite honestly, are at their wits' end and they don't know where to turn, man. You got a place here. We love you. We care about you. And we've all actually been there. And that's that's kind of the message we like to say here is, punch the stigma of addiction right in the face, right in the kisser, man. We've got a packed studio, and it's awesome. Kinsey Lyon and Kiera Morris from AMP, which is the Addiction and Mental Health Professionals, also joined by David Patterson and Don Burke from the Recovery Center. And Kinsey and Kiera. Now, I don't think I've asked you guys, are you either one of you guys in the recovery, or is it just, obviously it's a deep-rooted passion, man. Just you guys ooze recovery and sobriety and all that. But how'd you guys get started with AMP and stuff?
No, we're neither one in recovery.
No, we're neither one in recovery.
But we do bleed recovery.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah, we're very passionate about recovery. It's an amazing journey. I'm just so inspired by the level of strength of people. Mm. That's what's inspiring to me, and that's what recovery is to me. Like, the level of strength that people have is just super awesome and amazing. Like, I could talk about that for hours. But AMP, Addiction and Mental Health Professionals. So Kiera and I met at a conference called ODAPCA. We met there, 2015?
Yep.
It all started in 2015.
Yeah, do it. Paint the picture.
The K&K show.
So if Jake Hill is listening, we need to give him a shout out because he's responsible for our amazing friendship, and he always gets mad when we don't say he's responsible for us. He introduced us. So anyway, in 2015, Kiera and I were sitting at a conference. Jake introduced us, and what we noticed is when we were at this conference, all of the vendors were sitting behind their booths, and they weren't really engaging or interacting. And I know Kiera and I, we both have a lot of energy, and so when we started talking about this, and as a clinician myself, these people that are behind these booths are people that I'm referring to, and I need to know what services there are. And so we decided that we need to come up with something where we can all get to know everybody personally and get to know those resources. So when it comes time to helping somebody, we can genuinely have good resources to refer to and work as a collaboration versus a competition approach.
Trusting
resources. Trusting resources. I can't say that word. Resources. So we started, and it's been 3 years. In May, it'll be 3 years, and we have over 1,200 group members right now. And
in just Oklahoma City.
Yeah, just Oklahoma
group
City.
As well.
Yeah.
So we've got AMP Fort Worth, AMP Dallas, AMP Tulsa and AMP Oklahoma City. Because if anyone is from Oklahoma, they know there's kind of a line that goes between Oklahoma City and Tulsa.
Yeah,
and very
turnpike,
few
man.
people cross that line. And so that creates a barrier for treatment services for anyone in Oklahoma, especially people in these small towns. Tulsa doesn't know what Oklahoma City's doing. Oklahoma City doesn't know what Tulsa's doing. And so we wanted to break that barrier because Oklahoma City was doing so well, and we had so many amazing resources here in Oklahoma City that we could really trust and really rely on. But what happens for those people that are in Tulsa?
Right.
And, they need those resources in Oklahoma City, or the people in Oklahoma City needing the resources in Tulsa. So we started AMP Tulsa. So we could break that barrier down and find those resources and start building those relationships up for the people that are needing help anywhere in the state of Oklahoma. The small corner of Oklahoma can call, and we have a resource readily available for them anytime.
Yeah.
So.
It's like the concert there was last night, Chris Flannery, with Brothers in Recovery. He was talking about how he had to get with you guys, and you got somebody on a plane at 5 o'clock in the morning and off to treatment.
Yeah, that was an awesome process. Actually, I was working with one of Chris's brothers, or his, I guess, housemate's brother. His brother.
A brother in recovery.
A brother. Oh.
Yeah. Booyah. See what I did there? Because the name is
hashtag boom.
Yeah. Nice. There you go.
I was trying to be creative.
That was good. That was
I
good.
didn't get there.
It went over really well.
It was such an amazing process watching the guys in the houses come together to help this brother needing recovery. And Chris and one of his brothers got up and took him to the airport, and I was just so blessed and grateful that there are people who are willing to go the extra mile.
Yeah.
Because somebody is getting a dose of recovery because of what our community was finally willing to do and come together as a unit and say, hey, we're going to help you.
Yeah.
So it was awesome.
Yeah. That's knowing all those guys, Flannery and everybody, I was blessed enough to meet them just like you guys and David and Don is that, living in recovery. And somebody might be like, well, you met him after you got all, but no. Trust me, we go after you, man, the one that's like, living in that and just ready to get a chance and all that. Like last night was a huge celebration of people just the same. And when I got up on the stage or whatever, it was like, I'm at a concert and I'm not hammered. Wow, that's a really unorthodox thing, and I love it. It's great. But I first looked around and I was sitting there and I commented to Brian Anderson from Rob's Ranch, like, this is pretty rad because these are my people. Mm-hmm. These are my people. And I always used to say, when I knew I could go around to that sports bar around the corner from where I was living, and I knew that quite honestly, probably every day of the week I could go and I'd see somebody, and, hey, there's my guy. Hey, that's my guy, And then, but it's different now because I'm like, these are my guys, man. And it's a relationship like Brian. I love. And the cool thing about all of this is that we get to cut out the whole, like, trying to make a friendship and trying to, like, impress and doing all that. Or like Brian and I met, or like David and Don now, and you guys, it's like, I'm in recovery, I have the disease of alcoholism, bada bing, bada boom, we're off, and me too, and then here we go, you know what I mean? So it's a very, I don't want to say like it's a fraternity or whatever, but it's a great group that, man, once we got a spot for you. We got a spot waiting for you.
Supporting family you'll ever have.
Yeah.
I know. And you can go anywhere in the world and you're going to have
that support.
Yeah.
And that's what recovery is all about. You can go anywhere and you'll have that support.
Yeah. Yeah. Kiera, would you like to add anything to the conversation?
I'm sorry, Kiera. Kiera, please.
Yeah, Kinsey moved the mic over to her. No, I'm just kidding. What?
I would really just like to add that AMP is a group of professionals in Oklahoma and surrounding states, or anywhere across the United States, that have the same passion and the same drive, and that is just to find the people that are in need, breaking down barriers and getting them the help that they need, showing compassion. We are all trusted resources that work together. We collaborate. We're a family. You're not going to fall through our fingers. Like, we're going to find a place for you. We're going to find a resource that is fitting for your needs.
Yeah.
We're not a one-size-fits-all. No treatment center is. No professional is a one-size-fits-all. They need help in many more ways than one, and so we want to be able to meet all of their needs.
Yeah.
And not in one place, of course, but we have the resources and the trusting relationships to make one phone call and get you the help that you need. And that's really what I want to push today, is that if you're out there and you're struggling and you don't know who to call, you can call any of us. Any of us in the AMP group. We answer our phones 24/7. We're available. This is our passion. This is what we live for. And we're going to find a place for you no matter what time of day. There's only a window of opportunity, as you all know, when someone wants that help. And so we take full advantage of that. Whether it's finding you a safe place to be that night, a dinner, a haircut, to get a job, resume building, financial, anything you need that is a barrier to you being who you need to be in life, we're going to find a resource for you. So that's our passion, and that's what we do, meeting the needs of our community. And I don't know how long all of you all have been in this community, but it has really come together like a family over the last few years, to where we really have a bond that's unbreakable.
Yeah.
I mean, you are, recently in this group with us, just because of the show you're doing and the things you're doing. And we just met you, a few months ago, and already, I know I could call you anytime or text you anytime if I needed anything, and I hope you feel the same with any of us sitting at this table right now. And that's just kind of the passion that I want everyone else on the other end to know, that we're family. Our phones are available. Everyone has their phone attached to their hip. Every social media account, we have AMP on every social media that you could possibly have, and so we're reachable. Find us. I mean, we're willing to go and have coffee with you or sit down with your families. Whatever you all need, we are available.
Yeah. David and Dawn are with me from TRC, the Recovery Center. And what's it been? Have you guys, like Kira was saying, man, recovery is just, and that's one of the things I learned when we launched Rise Above back in December, is that, man, boom, it's just well knit, strong. How's it been for you guys to watch it and see it grow and,
Well, personally, it's very exciting. It reinforces my own recovery.
Yeah.
And I was just reflecting as we were talking here about meeting people's needs. A lot of people come through, and they're not yet ready for psychotherapy. They're homeless. They need some food. They need a safe place to stay. There's a lot of case management needs. And we're not. All those therapists at TRC, we're not too proud to start there. I mean, that's some therapists in the field, we don't do case management, but case management is where it starts, man. I mean, if someone needs something to eat, we're going to feed them. We're going to send them to the right resources, and who can get into those deep topics when you have basic needs that haven't been met, So we start where people are at, and what you were talking about is so important. If someone comes in off the street, they're homeless, they're not quite ready, to be at that level where other people who have a job and a family and, they have some things, they've got resources, so you got to start where the person's at. Then we have people who do come in with resources, they might be ready to start talking about traumatic events and issues and bring them along the therapeutic line, and I have a group that I do every day from 10 to 11:30. A lot of them are intensive outpatient clients. Some of them are just regular outpatient clients. Some of them are Suboxone outpatient opiate detoxification clients. Some of them come from referral from our detox center. But every day from 10 to 11:30, I tell them almost every day, I've got a beautiful office. I'm in recovery. I love you guys coming here. How fortunate I am that I can work with you guys, to be a part of your recovery. And, people seem to respond well to that, and I'll say, listen, I get paid for this. I mean, this is such a blessing. I mean, how do I get so lucky that I can come and be a part of your life and see you grow, and help you any way I can, we're here for you, and so that, recovery has been such a wonderful thing for me in that way, right? And so people are willing to come in and say, listen, I've got this issue, I've got this problem, I'm hungry, I need a place to sleep, can you help me? Okay, we'll get on the phone and start making some phone calls, and networking with people, that we met AMP people, right? Yeah. And you guys know us, you can come down anytime, and Don can further talk about all the services that we have at TRC.
Yeah, we've, 37 years we've been doing it, and sadly, when I reached Oklahoma from Indiana, I was 17. I'd just freshly gotten out of treatment, thought I had a handle on things. I was really shocked when I got to Oklahoma because in Oklahoma, so much was focused on abstinence, and it's focused on the strength of AA and attending your meetings, and that's huge. But as an addict coming into Oklahoma, I didn't have a place here. I had to cross over.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm grateful I did, because I really minimized a lot of my alcohol use and, you know, the other things that I was into. But I think so many Oklahoma-based organizations, thanks to AMP, we're looking at functionality. You know, it's not about abstinence. It's not about, man, you got to put down all your stuff right now. It's about, man, God loves you. Mm-hmm. He wants to help you, but He loves you so much He's not willing for you to stay like that.
Right.
So let's take a look at your finances. Let's take a look at your home, because for so long in Oklahoma we just focused on spitting out sober people, and some of them make it 3 days, some of them make it 30 days, some of them make it 3 years. But if we don't address the issues that are plaguing their lives, what benefit is that recovery when you don't have the support to move into a lifestyle? I mean, we talk about that at TRC, that recovery is not a destination, man. It's a lifestyle. You got to look at every dimension, every aspect of your life has to change. And thanks to AMP, you know, looking at how can we case manage this, case by case basis. What do you need? You know, because force feeding me religion or force feeding me, you can't do this. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, I can't listen to that. I'm not ready for that. That's too much. Let's start with little things. Let's talk about the function of your life.
Yeah, no, that's great, man. The you can't do this, because I know for me it was you know, self-esteem, all kinds of things. So yeah, if I was told about anything, you know, and I would put all these expectations. I was pretty good at putting expectations on everything, and some people wouldn't even be aware. But any feeling of disappointment or, you know, unachievement, you can't do this, man. I was right back into it, man. So. No, that's a great point where I was about to say, preach, man. God, yeah, I like it. Awesome. We got about a minute before we do the news at the top of the hour, but so I don't know if I'm sure it's not long enough. But Don, how was personally your letting go and letting God, man? How was that when you finally came to the realization that you had to?
Oh man, I want to say, you know, I want to be that good AA, NA person, CA person, whatever the acronym you want to throw at me. Mm. I just, you know, stuck anything in my body or whatnot just to change the way I felt. I was just so miserable with me. I had no idea that the void, that all of the self-focus was an absence of God in my life. And it really took many, many years and layers of letting go for God for me to allow God to come into my life. That's been a huge part of my recovery. It's not about me, and I was so focused on that. It's really about me being that servant for God.
Rise Above Radio will be back after this.
This is KOKC.
Hey, it's Mac. We're broadcasting live today at Family Leisure on Northwest Expressway. Beautiful day to get out and about. We'll be here till 2 o'clock, but this place never moves. I'll tell you what, you know where to find it. Family Leisure, where family and fun come together. So earlier today what they did is they had a grill challenge. Each Tyler Media radio station out here had someone assemble a grill. Whoever did it the fastest would win the grill, and then one of these egg smoker combo thing. Dude, this thing does everything but send your mail to the post office. It does all of it, man. Anyway, so Team KOKC won, so they scored that. It's awesome. The video is on our Facebook page, KOKC Radio. But here's the thing. If you're looking for anything, whether it's inside or outside your house as far as leisure goes, they've got it all for you. We just walked around and checked it all out. They got pools. They've got spas. They've got swing sets, patio furniture. They got pool tables. They've got shuffleboard, bar stools, a bar, whatever it is, even those, electric fireplaces and all kinds of stuff. So if you're brainstorming about what you need at your place, you'll find it here at Family Leisure. Trust me, I'm going to go inside, find some new patio furniture. Maybe I can convince the wife that I can get a grill because I need one. But come by and see them, Family Leisure, Northwest Expressway, where family and fun come together. You can find them online, also familyleisure.com. It's Mac broadcasting live for 95.3 KOKC.
Right now is one of the best times to have LASIK.
Dr. Luke from ClearSight.
The reason for that is that summer is just around the corner. It's starting to get nice outside. And one of the best things you can do after LASIK is wear a nice pair of sunglasses. And those are the only glasses that you're going to need.
Sunglasses are a big reason people come to ClearSight.
Two of the most common reasons that people decide to have LASIK is they want to wear sunglasses and just sunglasses, and they want to be able to go to the lake and not worry about glasses and contacts. Lake season is just around the corner, and we want you to wear your Maui Jims, your Oakleys, your Ray-Bans to protect your eyes once you had LASIK, because that's what you're going to be using once you have LASIK here at Clearsight.
Schedule your free, no-obligation eye exam by May 31st and get a free pair of Ray-Ban, Oakley, or Maui Jim sunglasses when you have your LASIK at Clearsight. Call 733-2020 or visit clearsight.com. And remember,
2020 or it's free.
That's the Clearsight guarantee. And you are going to love what you see.
I'm Chris Hammonds with Laird Hammonds Laird, and I'm a trial lawyer. What that means to you is that I'm willing to stand in front of a jury and hold someone accountable. Because if they're not held accountable, the world is less safe and people get injured, or worse. Folks who are injured don't have the money, the experts, or the time the big insurance companies do, so they're told to settle for less. At Laird Hammonds Laird, we never settle for less than justice. Call us at 703-4567 or visit lhlaw.com.
When it's your business, owner is just one of your jobs. Cox Business Security Solutions can help.
Cox Business customized a detection and surveillance system for my shop. Now I can make it to my son's ball game and still keep an eye on customers and employees with a live video that I can view on my phone. It's peace of mind, knowing I can stay connected to my business.
Cox Business Security Solutions. Secure what you're working for.
Service provided by Cox Advanced Services Oklahoma, LLC, license number 2002.
This Mother's Day, let her know how much she means to you, to the family, by surprising her with the gift of diamonds from Diamonds Direct. And now through Saturday, May 11th, take advantage of special 3 years, zero-interest financing on any purchase. At Diamonds Direct, we put together a special collection of classic, affordable Mother's Day gifts. Diamond earrings and bracelets, diamond pendants, diamond eternity bands, timeless treasures that every woman loves. And because we love moms and want them to have nothing but the best, we're making it easy to go over the top for her this year with 3 years, zero-interest financing. So you can get her that $2,000 eternity band or diamond stud earrings or diamond pendant and pay just $56 a month. Cards and flowers and dinner are all great, but this year, give her something of lasting value, something that's as rare and unique as she is. Diamonds. Join Diamonds Direct as we honor moms for all they do and enjoy 3 years, zero-interest financing on any purchase now through Saturday, May 11th. Happy Mother's Day from Diamonds Direct. On approved credit. Details, hours, and directions at diamondsdirect.com.
For stress, anxiety, irritability, or depression, stop at Meridian Avenue Nutrition, 1321 North Meridian Avenue. You'll find the best quality L-tryptophan, 5-HTP, and CBD oils. For pain, inflammation, nerve, or joint health, try UltraCur, UltraHemp, and UltraCur Pro, a new form of curcumin developed and made right in OKC. And for your dog, try Ultra Canine. Stop at Meridian Avenue Nutrition, 1321 North Meridian Avenue, or call 943-6000 or 800-221-4973.
It's National Karastan Month at Mill Creek Carpet and Tile. Only Karastan creates woven and tufted carpets with timeless design choices and fresh colors, all at the lowest prices of the season. Now through June 3rd. Why wait to get your cash back with a rebate when you can save money up front with the best deals and the lowest prices of the season at Mill Creek? And now through June 3rd, you can get 36 months financing at 0% interest. Call or visit our showroom near you in the Oklahoma City metro area for details.
KOKC,
Oklahoma City,
a Tyler media station reaching over 1 million Oklahomans every week.
95.3 FM and 1520 AM.
Severe storms, the Mueller Report. I'm Ann Cates. 30 million Americans along the Gulf Coast from Texas to Mississippi are braced for more severe weather, including torrential rains and the possibility of tornadoes. National Weather Service lead forecaster Bob Oravec says the region is already waterlogged.
The rainfall amounts have been very heavy. We've had totals of 8 to 14 inches across parts of Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. And anytime you get that kind of water falling on the land, you're going to have flooding. And we do have pretty widespread flooding there. But even farther north along the Mississippi River, the river is in pretty bad flood stage, and it looks like that'll be a more prolonged flooding pattern.
The White House had asked former counsel Don McGahn to publicly state that President Trump did not obstruct justice, but he declined. Correspondent Sarah Westwood.
The president was upset about McGahn's refusal to come out and say that publicly, but this all really underscores the measures that the White House has taken to try to portray Mueller's report as exonerating the president, even though it explicitly did not on the question of obstruction. An attorney, though, for McGahn saying that at the time the former White House counsel did not perceive the White House as threatening McGahn to make that public statement.
The Texas House has voted to ban the execution of inmates who are severely mentally ill.
The legislation would amount to a rare weakening of Texas's tough stance on capital punishment. The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled mentally disabled people are ineligible for execution, but that doesn't include those who are mentally ill. Democratic State Representative Tony Rose's bill would take the death penalty off the table for people who had a severe mental illness, including schizophrenia or bipolar disorder, at the time of the crime. I'm Clayton Neville.
Acting Defense Secretary Patrick Shanahan, on a trip today to Texas, says he intends to accelerate planning to secure the border and control the migrant situation. I'm Ann Cates.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit beefy, or even with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Affordable term life insurance is out there. Call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-481-1458. 800-481-1458 or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too.
Your home is important. That's why Geico helps make it easy to save on homeowners insurance. Because home is more than just a place. Home is where you have a cute little reading nook for those rainy days when you want to curl up with a good book, but you don't even read, so you just sit in there during thunderstorms and scroll through memes on your phone and laugh in the darkness. The Geico Insurance Agency could help protect the dark, meme-filled corner you call home. Call Geico and see how easy it is to switch and save on homeowners insurance.
What are the top names for babies?
The top 3 baby names for both boys and girls remain the same from 2017 to last year. Liam was the most popular name for boys, followed by Noah and William. For girls, Emma was the most popular, followed by Olivia and Ava. Most of the names in the top 10 from 2017 returned last year. However, Lucas was new for boys, coming in at number 8, while Jacob got knocked out of the top 10. New for girls is Harper at number 9, bumping Abigail out of the top 10. I'm John Stolness.
The state with the highest car insurance premiums in the country is on the verge of a political showdown over long-running efforts to cut rates by reining in generous medical benefits. Michigan is among a dozen no-fault states where drivers must buy personal injury protection, but it's the only one to require unlimited coverage for crash victims. Michigan lawmakers now want to make the coverage optional. I'm Ann Cates.
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need.
Yeah, you've been acting so conspicuous. You flip it on me, say I think so much. You're moving different when we making love.
Alexa, play Who Do You Love?
Okay.
Get unlimited access to over 50 million songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
You work hard and you play hard, and let's face it, sometimes it hurts. So stick it to the pain with the Tiger Balm Pain Relieving Patch. It's convenient to apply, and the hydrogel technology sends Tiger Balm's proven pain relief right to your aches and pains. It's soothing, safe, and long-lasting. Made from a blend of herbal ingredients, Tiger Balm is trusted pain relief for everyone. So whatever your age or lifestyle, roar back with Tiger Balm. It works where it hurts. Available at stores everywhere.
Summer is a-comin', and you can make sure to stay protected from the Oklahoma heat when you get your $69.95 air conditioning tune-up from SunTech Heat and Air. SunTech offers same-day services and no after-hour charges. It doesn't take an army to stay comfortable this summer. Just call or text SunTech Heat and Air today at 405-348-9763. You can schedule your AC tune-up today. That's SunTech Heat and Air, 405-348-9743. SunTech. Do it.
Hi, my name's Christina Stumble, and I own Farm Girl Flowers in San Francisco. With my Spark Cash Card from Capital One, I earn unlimited 2% cash back on all my business purchases. Last year, I redeemed $115,000 in cash back. Yeah, $115,000. And that doubled our digital marketing budget for the summer. Thanks to my Spark Card, we had our best summer yet. Imagine what the Spark Card from Capital One could do for your business. What's in your wallet?
Real Capital One customers pay for real stories. Credit approval required.
Message and data rates may apply. For recruiting purposes only.
How do you feel at the end of the workday? Like you made a difference in the world? Like you helped people? No? If you want to change how you feel, think about changing your career. At Physicians Mutual Insurance Company, we're looking for people who want to help others and make a difference. To find out more about the rewarding career of a Physicians Mutual Insurance agent, text AGENT to 33123. That's AGENT to 33123.
The best part is being able to really, really help an individual, because when you do that and you see the look in their eyes and they're like, my goodness, thank you.
Want to help people and make a difference? We'll provide the training, no matter your career background. To find out more about the rewarding career of a Physicians Mutual agent, text AGENT to 33123 today. That's AGENT to 33123. AGENT to 33123.
It's National Karastan Month at Mill Creek Carpet and Tile. Only Karastan creates woven and tufted carpets with timeless design choices and fresh colors, all at the lowest prices of the season, now through June 3rd. Why wait to get your cash back with a rebate when you can save money up front with the best deals and the lowest prices of the season at Mill Creek? And now through June 3rd, you can get 36 months financing at 0% interest. Call or visit our showroom near you in the Oklahoma City metro area for details.
Right now is one of the best times to have LASIK.
Dr. Luke from ClearSight.
The reason for that is that summer is just around the corner. It's starting to get nice outside. And one of the best things you can do after LASIK is wear a nice pair of sunglasses. And those are the only glasses that you're going to need.
Sunglasses are a big reason people come to ClearSight.
Two of the most common reasons that people decide to have LASIK is they want to wear sunglasses and just sunglasses, and they want to be able to go to the lake and not worry about glasses and contacts. Lake season is just around the corner, and we want you to wear your Maui Jims, your Oakleys, your Ray-Bans to protect your eyes once you had LASIK, because that's what you're going to be using once you have LASIK here at ClearSight.
Schedule your free, no-obligation eye exam by May 31st and get a free pair of Ray-Ban, Oakley, or Maui Jim sunglasses when you have your LASIK at ClearSight. Call 733-2020 or visit clearsight.com. And remember,
2020 or it's free.
That's the ClearSight guarantee. And you are going to love what you see.
Join us Saturday evening, June 8th for Let's Eat, a fundraiser benefiting Edmund Mobile Meals at Red Valley Landscape and Construction. Enjoy entertainment from Super Freak Band, bid on once-in-a-lifetime vacations, and dine on food from OKC's finest restaurants featuring Boulevard Steakhouse, Revolution, Marlett & Company, Baked Bear, and more. Edmund Mobile Meals serves over 200 nourishing meals each weekday to elderly and disabled persons who are unable to prepare meals for themselves. Buy tickets or donate at edmundmobilemeals.com.
My husband, my daughter, and I were injured in a car wreck. It wasn't our fault, but the other driver's insurance company refused to take responsibility. We weren't looking to get rich. We just needed our medical bills paid and to get our life back. Laird Hammonds Laird took our case to trial and won, because this was about community safety and holding people responsible. My family received justice thanks to the hard work done by Laird Hammonds Laird.
This is Chris Hammonds. Call 703-4567 or visit lhlaw.com.
Since the beginning of the HIV epidemic, over 4,500 Oklahomans have died due to AIDS complications. Despite medical advances, HIV is still not a thing of the past. Every 30 hours, an Oklahoman is diagnosed with HIV. Nearly half are younger than 30. HIV testing is recommended for adults at least once as part of your health exam and every 3 months for those at higher risk. To learn more or to find a free HIV test near you, visit OKAIDSCareFund.com.
Are you ready for FlexStack Advanced? Men, welcome to the show. It's a winner take all. Who will have the strength? Who will have the drive? Who will win the battle? Well, the answer just might be who uses the new, most advanced FlexStack ever. Only found at Draper Family GNC. Packed with clinically tested Testofen, shown to raise your free testosterone, giving you raw power, extra energy, and helping you burn off that stubborn body fat. The new formula has two newcomers to the show, Black Maca, which just might give you that libido boost you've been looking for, and Boron Citrate, a scientifically studied ingredient to help you power through the day, shooting up your testosterone while suppressing that nasty estrogen. Men, it's time to win the game. Get to Draper Family GNC and get started today with our new and strongest ever FlexStack Advanced.
Visit the newest Northside Edmond GNC at the corner of 2nd and Bryant, or visit the two Southside stores along I-35, one in Moore at 19th Street and one in Norman at Robinson in front of the new Crest.
From company outings, sports leagues, church groups to fundraisers, Energy FC has a customizable group experience to fit your group, starting as little as $8. Call 235-KICK or visit EnergyFC.com for information. Their next home match is May 18th. Let Energy FC make your next group event a success. Live, work, play, green.
KOKC, Talk Radio's new generation. It's time to rise above.
I struggled with addiction for many years, and the initial surrender, hey, I give up, that rock bottom, everybody has different points in their life. Whatever gets you there, whatever gets you to the room, you burn your system.
You're listening to Rise Above Radio.
My daughter is amazing when she's not on drugs or alcohol. I mean, you can't imagine how beautiful and talented and loving and giving. I wish everybody listening would understand it's not the person. It truly is the drugs and alcohol. It's the way everything that's good and beautiful.
There's addicts out there that need help, and I just feel bad for the people that don't have the support system that we have. Got to reach out. Just got to reach out and take a chance.
I just want to speak to the fact that what you're doing here with this radio station, and I promise you, right now, there is somebody listening because of your efforts and what you're doing. You're saving their life.
I want them to know I thank them from the bottom of my heart for giving me my son his life back. Do not stop. There's more lives that needs to be saved.
Be a part of Rise Above Radio at 405-478-1520
and 1-866-530-5662. This is Rise Above Radio on KOKC.
Welcome back into the show on 1520 KOKC, Talk Radio's new generation, Rise Above Radio, as we do every single Saturday right here. And it's a place where you hear me too, man. We spread hope through the recovery community, and we are amped about it. Ha! See what I did? Woo! Yeah, because we do have AMP, the ladies from AMP. Kinsey Lyon and Kiara Morrison here from AMP, which is Addiction and Mental Health Professionals. Also, we're joined by David Patterson and Dawn Burke from TRC, the Recovery Center. You know the amazing things they're doing in this great state of ours, and just in the game of recovery in general, man. So I'm super. Not only am I blessed that you all four could come and take time out of your Saturday afternoon to join us, but people listening and people that this show tries to target, and those that are in recovery and we keep on going fighting the good fight, are the ones, man, that are just kind of needing a place to go. That's what we're doing here, you know. That's what we're doing. So if you need help, we got you covered. We're going to find a place for you. So you can call in 405-478-1520, 866-530-5662. You can shoot me an email if you want, and it all stays in between you and I. It's mack.m@tylermedia.com. You can also shoot me one on Facebook. It's MACMULLINGS. We've also got the Facebook Live there. So, you know, as I say, we run from our addiction when we're in the middle of it, but recovery, man, you can't run from us. We're going to chase you down. Hey, I wanted to read something that I got earlier this week, sent to me an email, and it was just like, man, blew me away, put me over the top. I shared it with you guys. I sent it to you, Kinsey and Kara. But it says, Dear Mac Mullings, we wanted to send you this letter to let you know about your show, Rise Above Radio, and it's been a bright light and beacon of hope to our family. We have learned so much about the issue of addiction, which we did not truly understand prior to a few months ago. Thanks to Joe Pello, Jim Riley Outreach, for his leadership and guidance, and by the grace of God, along with your various experts and hosts, we've been able to begin to heal as a family. We never knew how deep and wide this addiction problem was, nor how vast the support network is of incredible people dedicated to helping the fellow brothers and sisters during difficult times. The information you put out on the show and the personal stories you share connect deeply and are much appreciated and much needed to those seeking help. Please continue your outstanding work. We will be tuning in to Rise Above Radio as often as we can and continue to spread the word. God bless Armando and Tanya Caro. So, dude, bam. That's what this is about, man. You know, like, I share. I make no secret about it that you know, radio is where I find my identity and stuff. And so, I don't know, just how plain and simple how I can say it. And David and I were talking about before we started the show, is that I, you know, like the night guy, DJ, blah, whatever. And my wife doesn't really like it when I say this, but like, playing hits and hit on chicks. That's what I was doing as a DJ. But anyway, I'm joking. But what I'm saying is like, I love Rick Warren says ego is edging God out, and I completely agree with him, because that was like whether I wanted to admit it or not, and I finally had to admit it and get real with myself. But I lived in that way of radio, being on the radio, and whether I would say like, oh, I'm blessed, I didn't know what it was to be blessed. So this show is just, it's not me just sitting here talking for 2 hours, man. It ain't about me at all. And you got to ask my wife. Sometimes I'll be like, well, we didn't get any phone calls, whatever, but it's not, I have to be like, people, it's touching people. So, you're listening and all that, but, we do this to help others. I'm not sitting here trying to do it for my ego, man. It ain't about that.
I was, when I was a counselor at Valley Hope, I had to give lectures, and it was really anxiety ridden for me, because I like being in front of people, but being the person giving a lecture was kind of nerve wracking for me. But I always said before the lecture, my goal in this whole thing that I'm doing is just to impact one person on one thing I say at this one important time. And if I can do that, then I've accomplished my goal. Yeah. And so I feel like with Rise Above, I mean, you've touched at least one person. Yeah. And so your goal has been accomplished, So I'm just really grateful for this, and for people to be out there to hear, like, recovery is possible. You can do this. Recovery is possible. You just have to believe in yourself for just a second, and find the people like us and like you and everybody out there who are willing to support that journey and that goal and that drive. And I promise, like, your life is about to change forever, because you get to be part of a phenomenal group of people that not a lot of people in this world get to experience. So kudos to you for everything you do.
Oh, thank you, man. It's like I always say, it ain't about me. It's all God. I just had to get out of his way, man. And that's what but I appreciate it very much. I mean, don't get me wrong, I take that to heart, man. It's, like last night when, I said on stage, you guys are gonna make me tear up, man. But it's just been awesome. And I texted a brother of mine this morning and said, man, we missed you last night at the concert. I'll get you plugged in with the amazing people that I've met and am meeting, like David Patterson and Don Burke from TRC. Yeah. And it's like, these are my guys. Your life is about to change, man. I mean, we listen, when I let alcohol dependency, like, I really, literally, I worked my schedule around it. And so it was an important thing in my life, like, to me it was important. And I made the comment the other day, like, if you and I'll put it to you this way: if you're listening and you're like, I've tried, I don't get it. It was a breakup for me, so I understand the anxiety, and I understand, like, the pain and just sadness about it, because we if our dependency is alcohol or whatever it is, and I always try to speak from my personal experience, like, it was tough going through it. Like, it's a breakup. Mm-hmm. I mean, does that make sense to you guys, Dawn and David? Like, is that how you explain it to people too? I mean, you're breaking up with them, but moving forward from it, obviously.
Well, absolutely. Regarding the substances, we become there are lovers.
Yeah,
you can count on this drink and this drug to do what you know it's going to do. Yeah. It won't ever let you down until it doesn't work any longer.
Till it puts you down,
It quits working. It works for a minute,
and
then it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then you can't live with it, can't live without it.
Yeah.
And that's a dark place to be.
Yeah. Did you have something to add to that, Dawn? I didn't mean to jump in. Okay. Cool. No. I love how Brian Anderson from Rob's Ranch, he says that, like, for people who he says, like, for his wife, she can have a glass of wine, it does something to her, and she's like, whoa, okay, whatever. But for he and I and guys like us, it does something for us, and that's exactly what you're saying. With that drink, everything else will make a lot more sense.
I remember the first drink I had at probably age, 10 or 12. I was fearful as a child. Mm-hmm. There was something in me that was just fearful, free-floating fear. Mm-hmm. And I snuck into some beer at a fishing trip, a family fishing trip, and me and some cousins snuck a few beers. And that one beer opened up a whole door of, oh my God, this is exactly it. Mm-hmm. And I hear that story a lot. Mm-hmm. That the first time they got that drink in them or that drug in them, it made them feel like, this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And now I'm complete. Mm-hmm. I'm whole. This void inside me is completely filled up. The darkness has lifted, and now I can be me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love that you put it that way. It made me think of on if you go to YouTube and look for Alcoholics Anonymous speakers, man, you'll hear some. And I always say some of the cats that you meet in AA, man, are the funniest people on the planet. But it reminded me of, I don't remember his name, but a speaker, same deal. He was a British guy saying, I was about like 11 or 12 when I took my first drink of whiskey, and was like, that's the ticket. This is what I've found. I have found the fountain of youth, or whatever you want to call it, man. I found it. And so we get it, caught into that.
Right. High school, and the dances, and, being afraid to ask out the girls, or being afraid to dance, and chug-a-lugging a six-pack in the parking lot, and all of a sudden it's John Travolta.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You're totally right.
I'm there, man. I'm it.
I made it.
I'm there.
I have arrived, man. That's the that's why they call it. Now I get it. Now I understand why they call it the cans of courage. I get it, man. Yeah. But they also call it the devil's, so be careful, because that's exactly true. That's funny you say John Travolta, because I surprised my mom and some family for lunch on Thursday. And I walked in like Bee Gees, not Staying Alive, but another Jive Talking started right when I walked in the restaurant. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty rad, man. I can get down with this. But anyway, it's pretty funny. But I was thinking the other day, like, I was really kind of, I'm big on self-reflection. I'm big on always just trying to do the work in like an inventory way, because I enjoy it. And so I was like, what was it? My struggles, like I came from a great family. But for some reason there was like, I always wanted to please other people. And I remember specifically as a kid, I would like daydream about, man, if I could be, if I could be a paramedic and help someone, or I could be a firefighter and help somebody in this, and then help, and then even as an adult, like I worked at a gym, and it would be like, oh, if I was a trainer, I could help somebody and I can do this and that. But the whole time of doing that, man, I was helpless inside, and it didn't come to fruition until I was able to get sober and all that, man. So it's interesting what we battle with. And we had a caller, and the audio is actually, you can hear it in the show open that we play, but she says, my daughter is a beautiful human being, but, and we have to learn to stop being a but, honestly, and then we have to, and that's the thing is, people, like I was not that guy that December 22nd, 2016, I'm not that guy that, had the blinders on, and I always say it's like a horse racing down the track. They have blinders on so they can just focus on what's ahead. That's kind of the way it was on me. And what was ahead was me planning to be drunk enough to where I would take a rock by this pond, and hopefully it would be heavy enough to drown me in this pond. So the goal was at least to be able to. I knew at least if I got drunk enough, hope maybe I would be able to swallow enough water and not resurface, whatever, or I could put this rock on top of me, and then the rest would take care of itself. But I ain't that guy, man. That ain't me. And so that's what recovery does, man. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah. What are you guys doing over there? You have something else? Yeah.
No, I was just thinking that somebody told me this one time, and it was really powerful, that addiction is the only disease that tells you don't have one. Yeah. And I think that is so powerful, because we're always looking for the answers inside of that. And it like you said, the blinders, it's just so easy to put those blinders on to pretend like we're living a certain way, or to pretend like life is great, but really it's falling apart around you, and it's like you just don't know what to do. But I thought that statement was always really powerful to me, was addiction is the one disease that tells you you don't have one.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought of when you were talking about your blinders.
Yeah. No, that's great, and it's totally true, because we will, man, I was told, play with it. We will play with it, and I was in denial. And I was actually, it's funny, I was talking to last night. This is cool. It's all cool, but last night, and you guys will love this too, man. At this show we did, I was sitting in the auditorium at the church, and did you text me or tell me that somebody wanted to see me at the table? I don't remember.
I came up and talked to you, yeah.
Kenzie said somebody wants to go talk to you at the Rob's Ranch table. So I was like, oh, right on. So I get up and I walk over there. And now Mac is short for McLean. So I've always gone, even when I was a kid, I go by Mac. And so McLean is the name I go by. And so, I heard McLean. And so I turn around, and it's this cat that I grew up with, man, that we used to, shenanigans like in elementary school and all that stuff. And, he's got a month, under his belt, man. And that was so awesome to see him, because it's like, dude, now, you know, like we didn't really talk out, you know, high school and then and growing up an adult and everything. But now it's like, man, you know, you and I are going to do it together, dude. We're going to do it together. Just like we were going to go, you know, ring and run the neighbor's house and cause trouble. We're doing it together, man. Yeah, we're doing it together, man. But I was talking earlier this morning about that. And I remember specifically seeing this guy on, you know, a couple years ago on Facebook and be like, wow, man, he doesn't look like he's in good shape at all. Gulp, 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 gulp. What's he using over there? Gulp, 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 you know. And that's what addiction does, man. It'll tell you that, like you said, it'll convince you that you don't have a disease, and then also it will just completely make you. I mean, does that make sense to you guys over there? That whole, like, why would anybody ever want to put something in their arm? Gulp, gulp, gulp. It's like, you're doing this. Hello. Do you know you're doing the same thing?
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. What is it, how do you get that message across when somebody comes in the doors of the recovery center, and how do you?
Well, I was reflecting on that, you know, the definition of insanity. You know, you're referring to a while ago, and doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. But then, you know, I took it to another level of, there's another definition that I use for myself, and I see it in other people as insanity is doing the same thing over and over, and knowing what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
And continuing to do it, knowing that you're going to bite the dirt, knowing that everybody's going to be mad at you, putting everything at jeopardy, your whole life, your job, your family, putting it all on the line, especially when you've got a few months clean, you know, and you're thinking clearly, and you're detoxed, and those thoughts of urges and triggers come around. And to consider going back to that, knowing what the possibilities are going to be, what they probably will be, to me, that's pure insanity.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're totally right. I love that, actually, because I'd heard the doing the same, because it really does paint the picture. When you were saying that, I was thinking of, you know, without sobriety, man, I ain't got nothing. I don't have anything. And even before we started the show, David, I was telling you how, you know, getting back into radio and doing all that, and it's like, you know, I don't have. Look at what I don't. If I don't have sobriety and recovery, I don't have. She's not on the microphone, but I don't have this wife that's over to my right, and we don't have that little kiddo that will find out what it is next month. You know what I mean? I don't have this gig. I don't have seeing you guys. I don't have any of it, man. And the cool thing about what recovery brings and stuff, you know, we get to savor those little those moments. There's, you know, Stephen Furtick is a pastor out of Elevation Church out in Charlotte. He's brilliant, man. I don't know if you guys, you know, if you're listening and you don't know who he is, look him up. The cat's amazing. But one of the messages that he does is he talks about like olive oil comes from after being pressed. You know, you don't chop it up and get the oil from that. You got to squeeze it, man. You got to press it. And so then he talks about how it comes out in drops. Like joy is not like this big downpour. It's a drop, and we get to like focus on gathering and collecting every single drop. So, and I love this. I love this part of my journey is that on February 23rd, my wife Jamie and I went to the doctor for our first appointment because she's pregnant, and so we went to, you know, get the checkup and do all this, and then hear the heartbeat. Man, stoked about hearing the heartbeat. But I woke up that morning and I didn't even I hadn't thought about it or whatever it was. But the first thing that came to my mind is that my dad's heart stopped beating 2 months ago today. Dad died on December 23rd. And then today we get to hear, you know, so it's like, here's this, but here's this, man. And so, man, it was just like, thank God, thank you for these little things that it's like, wouldn't have ever thought about, wouldn't even thought about it at all had I not gotten sober and had I not been trying to live, you know, every single day like, man, okay. And like I was telling somebody the other day about, you know, we know God can move mountains, man. We know he does miracles. We know he's just absolutely amazing and even more than we can even wrap our brains around. But for me, what works is that, okay, I know this day is going to bring trials and I know it'll bring all these other things, but just do it again. Whatever you're doing, do it again. And that's literally what you know, you're guiding me through it. So, man, I know it's going to be tough. And if I go back to my old ways and, you know, that irritable and all that, just do it again. Do it again. So that's kind of without the sober. I mean, I'm sure that you guys can relate to that, David and Dawn, about without recovery and everything, we ain't got nothing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was reflecting about before the break. You were talking about the letting go, you know, and the surrendering.
Yeah.
You know, I remember, you know, I had surrendered thousands of times.
Right. Yeah.
Right. You know, this is it.
This time it's for real.
This is the one. This is the one. But you know, really, until about 10 years ago, it was about 10 years ago when I experienced what surrender to me, really felt like, and was able to internalize and experience surrender. I had mouthed it. I had talked the talk for a lot of years because I didn't know really what that meant, to let go of what, to surrender what. But I'd gotten to such a dark place that I was willing to surrender everything, a job, a car, my apartment, bill collectors, whatever it took. I was going to go to treatment, and I was going to put my trust in the system.
Right, yeah.
You know, and I wasn't even thinking about God at that point. It was just like, I got to find somebody to trust. I'm going to trust the state facility to take care of me. And I'm not going to worry about all these external events. I'm not going to make any phone calls. I'm not going to worry about anything except getting better. And in that process, once I made that decision, I felt this weight lift of, I've surrendered. And but it took many different times, you know, to take a run at it. And you know, it doesn't come easy to wrap your mind around what is it that I'm surrendering, what is it that I'm letting go of. Until you have that experience, and then you realize, man, I'm letting go of this horrible nightmare of a life that I had been living, and I'm entering into this beautiful relationship with myself and to spirituality and to other human beings.
Amen, man. Because I always thought I knew God, and you know, but I didn't have a clue. And you know, I heard it once. It said to me, but addiction is a sign of spiritual bankruptcy in the soul. That was what somebody said to me once. And but what do you mean? I got a Bible and I go to church and all that stuff. But it's really digging in deep, really seriously. And like you nailed it when you said that it's not supposed to make sense, but surrender. And I'd done that before, man. Head in hands, crying. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. You know, it's like, and then walk the walk. And then, you know, I'd talk the talk, but I never would walk the walk. And so for me, that whole surrender, from my experience, was like, this is a moment where this is not a good scenario. I mean, I was at a mental ward, you know, over Christmas weekend, the weekend that I was going to have my daughter. My fiance is like, you know, trying to do all the Christmas stuff, still make it a choice Christmas for a 6-year-old, 5-year-old at the time. And so all this, I didn't really paint the cool picture. I didn't really put us in a good spot here. But when I finally was like, man, I can't. I can't. There was that like serenity that you're just like, what? And I even went, what? You know, the mind is an amazing thing. We try to always, you know. So I was like, what? Now, what am I feeling? And it was like, okay, shut up, stop trying to figure it out, just go with it. Just go with it. So, but you're totally right. It's and that's kind of what I was saying, like peace in the pain, like, you know, finding the that whole. How many times? I bet it was well, Don, you're one of us, so it was probably, you know, gave it a good run a couple times, and now seriously, now I mean it, you know.
Oh yeah, it still plagues me today. I wake up in the morning and I have to be certain to ask God to do with me as He will, because man, you catch me slipping at any point in time of the day, and I'm trying to convince God what He needs to do for me, or being the person that I think I should be, rather than consulting God about it. And it's just that self-centered, everything's about me. I can act as an addict, or I can act as a recovering person. The difference is who's in charge.
Right. What's it been? Let me ask you two guys this. What's it been? How has the acceptance been that you have the disease of addiction? You know, like example is I walked out of the work the other day and it was awesome weather, and I thought, man, thank God I'm sober, because if I wasn't, this is the weather that would get me in trouble, because I would be on a patio about right now and probably, you know, have $100 into a tab, and life is grand, you know. But so what's it been? But I know I can't. And so the guardrails and such, how important have guardrails and things like that been to you guys?
You know, accepting the fact that I had an addiction, a disease, an illness, a disorder, however you want to phrase it. You know, some people out there are wanting to still argue about disease, not disease. I've got this, I've got that. You know, coming to a place where I know for sure if I put this stuff in my body, bad stuff's going to happen.
Right.
You know, that gives me relief now, because I'm not on the fence. There was lots of times when I would be on the fence. Well, yeah, I know I have a little problem, but maybe if I just get the right cocktail, you know, or I shift up the liquor, I'll drink 3-2 beer, or I'll buy this cheaper pot, or I'll do something a little different. I'll just hit the weekends, or only after 5, or every little way I can manage, to try to. Oh yes, I've got this thing, but I think maybe somehow I can harness it. The day that I realized that was out the door. It gave me a great sense of relief, because now I know it's not an option. I would say it's not a good option. It's always an option, right? I could go out tonight and make a bad decision. I'm not above that. Any of us are never above. We have to stay humble.
Yeah.
But it's not a good option.
Right.
And that gives me a lot of strength.
Yeah. What about you, Don?
I like your phrasing, guardrail. As an addict, as a practicing addict, I spent a great deal of time finding those barriers or just blatantly ignoring them. And obviously, if you ignore guardrails, you tend to wind up in ditches.
Nice.
And I did, literally.
Yeah.
Today, I think the difference is just as you mentioned early in the program, is about accountability. And as an addict, as a human being, I don't want to be accountable. I want to do my own thing and blame somebody else for the outcome. But those guardrails can be anything. It can be the fellowship of AA or whatever support group you're in. It can be having a contact with AMP, being able to call that person, or maybe you have a scheduled coffee with somebody, or maybe it's a meeting with a family member. But it's those guardrails that remind me that it's not my will, but the very best of my efforts. At the peak of my game, I was a destructive, awful, selfish creature, and without those guardrails, I can real quickly go, and it can be a commercial on TV, it can be something that I see in the community, or sitting down and having dinner with my wife, and I see somebody at another table that has that shiny, pretty glass of wine, and it is just so subtle. It's just so, well, you can do that, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And you know what? I can. But the consequences of me acting as an addict are so devastating, and having those guardrails, having those family members, having the fellowship of friends that remind me that, you know what? I'm not living that life. I have a new life. I'm trying to live in a way that helps others. I've heard it mentioned that, if God ever granted all the prayers that you've dumped into the universe, into the atmosphere, how many people would be benefited by that?
Right.
And that's a very sobering thought, that even in my prayer life, even in my sober life, I still have a lot of really selfish stuff that I'm focused on.
Yeah.
And that recovery for me, the guardrails in my life guide me back towards the center of the lane, and remind me again. I keep pushing this whole. It's not about me. It's about serving, and it's about what is my life and how is it benefiting the people around me, not just about putting something in my pocket or putting something in my mouth to make me feel satisfied.
Yeah, man, I love that. If all the prayers you ever prayed were granted, how many people would benefit? That's an eye opener, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Man, I got to be honest. I was thinking of something, but when I heard that, I was like, thought, boom, gone. Because I was like, save that, capture that. Yeah. I really did forget what I was going to say, man. On that note, we need to take a break. You guys, I just want to say, man, this is awesome. This is why we do this, and because to get in here and to really just spread hope. I mean, it's a great show. I don't ever leave this show by going, well, nothing ever happened today. So I could feel it, man. Things are happening, and it's awesome. All right, we'll take a quick break. I'm rambling on. It's Rise Above Radio on KOKC. Back after this.
Ten Gyms Evolution Event 4-day sale starts now and ends this Tuesday. The countdown begins. Join 10 Gym Preferred for zero, as in zip, zero, nada. Pay nothing for 30 days. Your first month's free. Pay nothing till after Father's Day, June 16th.
New 10 gyms, new expanded free weight and core stretch areas, saunas, cardio with private TVs, and available childcare. Be fit and be happy in 10 gyms' renovated Zumba, yoga, and boot camp studios. Enjoy free high-tech tanning and bring a guest for free every day, every time.
10 Gym's Evolution Event 4-day sale. The countdown begins. Join 10 Gym for $0, and your first month's free. Join 10 Gym or 10gym.com for $0. Your first month's free. Pay nothing for 30 days. Pay nothing till after Father's Day. Final day, Tuesday, May 14th.
Jared has hundreds of gifts you could get Mom this Mother's Day, like a tennis bracelet.
Aww.
Or a diamond necklace.
Thank you, sweetie.
But there's only one that will make her feel like this. With Jared's Diamond Price Match Guarantee, you can finally get Mom the one gift she's always wanted.
Oh, I love you so much.
For you to get engaged. Shop at a Jared store today and dare to be devoted.
We promise to match any price on a loose certified diamond of the same characteristics and quality from any other jewelry retailer as validated by Jared personnel in store. See jared.com/price match for details.
Start planning now for family reunions and summertime fun with a new pool from Red Valley Landscape and Construction. Kids in the pool and the serenity of relaxing by crystal blue water. Made possible by Red Valley Landscape and Construction. Named Edmond Business of the Year in 2017-2018 Metro 50 recipient. Call Red Valley Landscape and Construction for all your landscape and construction needs at 405-509-2300 or view their inspiring landscape designs online at redvalleylandscape.com.
This Mother's Day, let her know how much she means to you, to the family, by surprising her with the gift of diamonds from Diamonds Direct. And now through Saturday, May 11th, take advantage of special 3 years, 0-interest financing on any purchase. At Diamonds Direct, we put together a special collection of classic, affordable Mother's Day gifts. Diamond earrings and bracelets, diamond pendants, diamond eternity bands, timeless treasures that every woman loves. And because we love moms and want them to have nothing but the best, we're making it easy to go over the top for her this year with 3 years, 0-interest financing. So you can get her that $2,000 eternity band or diamond stud earrings or diamond pendant and pay just $56 a month. Cards and flowers and dinner are all great, but this year, give her something of lasting value, something that's as rare and unique as she is. Diamonds. Join Diamonds Direct as we honor moms for all they do and enjoy 3 years, 0-interest financing on any purchase now through Saturday, May 11th. Happy Mother's Day from Diamonds Direct. On approved credit. Details, hours, and directions at diamondsdirect.com.
Right now is one of the best times to have LASIK.
Dr. Luke from Clearsight.
The reason for that is that summer is just around the corner. It's starting to get nice outside. And one of the best things you can do after LASIK is wear a nice pair of sunglasses. And those are the only glasses that you're going to need.
Sunglasses are a big reason people come to Clearsight.
Two of the most common reasons that people decide to have LASIK is they want to wear sunglasses and just sunglasses, and they want to be able to go to the lake and not worry about glasses and contacts. Lake season is just around the corner, and we want you to wear your Maui Jims, your Oakleys, your Ray-Bans to protect your eyes once you had LASIK, because that's what you're going to be using once you have LASIK here at Clearsight.
Schedule your free, no-obligation eye exam by May 31st and get a free pair of Ray-Ban, Oakley, or Maui Jim sunglasses when you have your LASIK at Clearsight. Call 733-2020 or visit clearsight.com. And remember,
2020 or it's free.
That's the Clearsight guarantee. And you are going to love what you see.
Imagine creating the perfect super sport motorcycle. Now imagine doing it 4 times. Say hello to Yamaha's 2019 sport bike family, available at Seahorn Yamaha. From the legendary MotoGP bred YZF-R1 and the R1M to the multi-time champion YZF-R6 to the all-new ultralight Canyon Carver YZF-R3. Yamaha has thrown down the gauntlet and let the competition know that it's game on and game over. At Seahorn Yamaha, welcome to our world. For all your Yamaha bikes, see Seahorn Yamaha and Shawnee. Dress properly for your ride with a helmet, eye protection, riding jacket, long sleeve shirt, long pants, gloves, and boots. Do not drink and ride. It's illegal and dangerous.
I'm Chris Hammonds with Laird Hammonds Laird, and I'm a trial lawyer. What that means to you is that I'm willing to stand in front of a jury and hold someone accountable. Because if they're not held accountable, the world is less safe, and people get injured, or worse. Folks who are injured don't have the money, the experts, or the time the big insurance companies do, so they're told to settle for less. At Laird Hammonds Laird, we never settle for less than justice. Call us at 703-4567 or visit lhllaw.com.
10 Gym's Evolution Event 4-day sale starts now and ends this Tuesday. The countdown begins. Join 10 Gym Preferred for $0, as in zip, zero, nada. Pay nothing for 30 days. Your first month's free. Pay nothing till after Father's Day, June 16th.
New 10 gyms, new expanded free weight and core stretch areas, saunas, cardio with private TVs, and available childcare. Be fit and be happy in 10 gyms' renovated Zumba, yoga, and boot camp studios. Enjoy free high-tech tanning and bring a guest for free every day, every time.
10 Gym's Evolution Event 4-day sale. The countdown begins. Join 10 Gym for $0. And your first month's free. Join 10 Gym or 10gym.com for $0. Your first month's free. Pay nothing for 30 days. Pay nothing till after Father's Day. Final day, Tuesday, May 14th.
With spring right around the corner, now is the best time to consider membership at the Greens Country Club. Members at the Greens enjoy no minimums and no assessments while engaging in an array of activities on and off the course. Enroll now in golf, tennis, or social and receive significant savings on your joining fee. Whether you're looking to play golf on our renovated championship layout, hone your tennis skills in our 6 indoor and outdoor tennis courts, stick to your New Year's resolution in our fitness center, or lounge poolside this spring and summer, the Greens offers something for the whole family. Looking to connect with others in the community? The club offers a wide variety of social events for all ages, including wine paired dinners, family game nights, networking events, kids' night out, and so much more. The all-new Twisted Oak Tavern provides exceptional farm-to-table food and specialty cocktails in a stylish new environment. We boast the #1 tennis program in the state, host an array of organized leagues and events on and off the course, and most importantly, continue to invest in the future of the club. Enroll between now and June 1st and save as much as $2,500. For more info or to schedule a tour, contact the membership department at 405-751-6266 or visit thegreenscc.com.
Talk Radio's new generation, 1520 KOKC.
You're listening to Rise Above Radio.
Follow the show at Rise Above KOKC. Be a part of Rise Above Radio at 405-478-1520 and 1-866-530-5662. It's time to rise above.
I actually thought my son had dead rock bottom a number of times.
Somehow she got into Oxycontins with pain.
Went from being experimentation to a lifestyle pretty young.
I lost touch with who I really was, the guy that wanted to be the best.
I felt like I put myself and everybody that I knew in danger.
This is my son, Matthew. He died June 25th, 2001. Of a heroin overdose.
Alcoholism and addiction are happening all around us, and the more we keep it a secret, the more power we give it.
Only by talking to people was I able to really open up and be honest about what was going on in my home.
And in letting people know, you realize that there's a whole world out there of people with the same problem.
My name is Art. I'm 22 years sober. I'm a recovering addict.
My name is Jane. I have 3 sons. They've all struggled with chemical dependency.
My daughter is recovering now. Thank God.
There is hope. Recovery is possible.
Wanted to play that because that is what this show is all about, man. That's what it is all about. And actually, that is a little snippet of various celebrities as known to the culture, pop culture, talking about recovery. And the guy Art, I don't know if you guys like Everclear, but he was a singer, that's the lead singer of Everclear. So anyway, this is a place where you hear me too, man. I really just, like I was saying, silence the stigma and punch it right in the face here and spread a hope through the recovery community. I did get a text on my phone that I was going to ask a couple of questions to David Patterson and Don Burke that we have here with the Recovery Center. And what's the addiction of disease? What does it do to the brain? And if you guys could break that down, in a simple way, in a way that us addicts could understand, or but what is it? Because I had to learn what's it doing to my body. Not only I could see things, what it was doing to life around me, destruction that it was causing, losing jobs, losing relationships, and all that. But this is it's real.
Well, the first thing that came to my mind was that term hijack.
Right.
And reflecting in my own life and watching in other people's lives, when I'm strung out, I've got blinders, and I've got the only thing I can think about is selfish. I got to fix this withdrawal. I've got to fix these feelings that I have. I can't be a human being.
No.
You know, like I want to be. I have to be completely selfish, and I have to put all others aside. And that, you know, when you're in the middle of that, that's just the way it is. And when people on the outside are watching that, they get angry.
Yeah.
You know, then we have to deal with these people that are coming at us from an angry point of view. You know, we don't want to see ourselves that way. We don't want to believe that we are being and doing the things that they're accusing us of doing, but we can't do anything else but. And so, you know, hijacking the brain is an easy way I like to look at it. It takes away my ability to make good decisions.
Right.
You know, we've all heard in the meetings, you know, my best thinking got me here.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I wasn't thinking my best. It was my worst, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't in my best mind.
Right.
My mind is hijacked by substances and the need to stave off withdrawal symptoms, which will take precedence over everything.
And there are great resources to understand really like how it affects the dopamine and all these other things in the brain. I mean, you know, and again, I'm not a counselor, I'm not a clinician. It's just for me, I know that when I would take that first shot of something, you know, that's the ticket. And so it wasn't like I was intoxicated right off of it, and I remember honestly when it happened, the first time I noticed it, I'd be like, wow, that's interesting. Like it's that rush of, and so I had to learn like what all is happening, you know, inside my, you know, it's kind of like when you smoke and you're like, I'm going to quit. Then you pull up pictures of lungs and all that, and like see what it's doing. You know, I had to really find out and I tried to detox by myself one day, and that was not good. I mean, I was sick, man, and you know, and there's so many different things that can happen to you. But how do you, Don Burns and Don Burke and David Patterson here from the Recovery Center, how do you guys explain to parents and family members that aren't in the struggle at the moment, but they're like, why can't they just stop? You know, or kind of like Don, how we discussed, you know, acceptance about being able to, like, I know, you know, that I could, I know that I'm not able to go meet people for happy hour. I know that. I know that I'm not able to have a glass of that wine that's sitting across that somebody might be having or whatever. And so the acceptance of being like, because I know once I do, as many times as I wanted to, my brain would try to fool me to be like, you've got it licked. You know, you can figure this out. And like David, like you were saying about how like, well, if I just change up, if I flip the script on it, then it's going to be a little bit better. I'll figure it out. And man, it was said one day, and I loved the way that it was explained, is that a guy was using it. He was saying that he was using drugs, and it thought I would get scared. He said I would get scared of a drug after about a month. Well, then I would change, and you know, say I would overdose on something, and then I would change it and be like, well, I got it licked. I can figure it out. Other things, but how do you explain to a family member that, man, it's, you know, it's a real thing that's going on, and they don't, like, I didn't. You know, like my wife, she would be, you know, I would do what we do, and I would convince her, I'll be fine, you know, it'll be all right. And then by the time it's time to leave somewhere or whatever, I, you know, had convinced her that I'll have a couple of drinks, but, you know, but then we're not leaving. Come on, man. I would try to do all that. Like, yeah, like there's no happy hour for me. It's happy hours. And like, if you and I meet for a drink and you would leave after like 45 minutes and be like, oh, I need to go take care of some stuff. I'm a productive, you know, adult. I'd be like, Pansy, why are you leaving? We just got here, man. So, but how do you tell family members, hey, man, this is the reality of it?
Well, you know, as an administrator, I don't do nearly the psychotherapy or any of the counseling that I've done. I mean, I've kept up with my licensure, and I still work with individuals. It's interesting that my
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Hi, I'm